family briefly today about fatherhood and how fatherhood for a lot of you brothers out here in the streets can actually save your life, can actually turn things around. Wait 1 second, let me just put this one last thing in real fast, and then I'll be ready. All right. Yeah. So this is the thing. I do a lot of live streams. Yeah, I do a lot of live streams, and I talk about marriage. I talk about fatherhood. I talk about all the things that's actually needed. Hold on a second. Might have called me right now. It's on the whole live. All right. Yeah, I talk about a lot of topics pertaining to family. You know, all the time. And my message for those who have an ear to hear, let them listen. My message is for married people, married couples. My message is for people that want to be in long-term relationships. My message is for empowering black men that want to learn how to be fathers, not just to your sons, but to your daughters, just fathers in general. I never really appreciated life or understood the responsibilities of life until I became an active father. Not just a father, but an active father. Understanding, oh, you know what? I didn't even put I don't even have my banner up. I didn't do nothing. Yeah, yeah, I didn't do nothing. Hold on 1 second. I didn't do none of this stuff. Oh man, wait 1 second. This computer moves so slow. All right. All right. Just got it. Get that up there. All right. Yeah. So for me, I really didn't understand the responsibilities that come with life until I actually became a parent. Me being raised by my father. But there was a period of time when I was young, and this video is for you youngins out there, and a lot of you brothers out there that got children. Um, oh, sit up, sit up. A lot of you youngins out there that got children, but don't understand what fatherhood is. You still playing with life. You're not taking things seriously. Um, when my daughter was born, I was young. The early children was born, I was very young. When my youngest child was born, and I seen him come out, life hit me for real, BMT. And what it did was it kind of scared me because look at Uncle Raymond. Yeah, it kind of scared me because for the first time in my life, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Not even when I had my daughter and other children. When this little boy right here was born, um, I was in my 30s at the time, and for the first time in my life, it actually scared me because it made me start taking life seriously. And a lot of brothers that's my age understand what I'm saying. Some brothers get it young. I didn't get it young. Now I was taking care of the children, but I still was reckless. I didn't care whether I lived or died. I didn't make decisions based off of me being there for my children. I didn't do none of that. And when my son was born, everything that I did that would cause consequence made me think about my children. It made me think about my son. It made me think about now my daughter, my grandbabies, my oldest son, all those different things, right? It it made me think about all of those things. So when I title this, active fatherhood saved my life because active fatherhood made me begin to think and position myself in positions where I couldn't fail, where I had to be successful. Because once children come involved, you can't fail. You can't lose. My blessings came. You know, certain places that I may have been in the streets, certain conversations I've been in, certain relationships I couldn't indulge in no more because now I got a life that I'm responsible for. A lot of you brothers out there don't understand that. Y'all don't understand how this thing works. Like a lot of you brothers out there, y'all got kids by women, you make excuses. She won't let me see him. I can't deal with the mom. But you can't get nothing good coming to your life. Your life is in disarray because you got a seed out there that the Most High bless you with and you ain't there for. You'd be surprised the blessings that come into your life when you're there for your children. You know, it's funny. It's funny, like certain places out in the streets, I just don't partake in no more. I bring my ass home. You know, I worry, you know, it was a period of time when I was young. I might have said, man, I don't care if I live till I'm 25. Man. I don't care. But, you know, and when I say that, my son look at me because he don't even understand what that language means because since he's been born, all he ever had was me. All he ever known was me. He don't know what life is to be without me. But see, for me, right, for me, when I seen him come out the womb, it was like, oh shit, life is serious. You know, oh no, that's just people leaving comments. I'm gonna put it on here so you can look at it right here. All right. You know, life became serious. You know, a lot of brothers, you know, you start to say, man, I gotta get a job, I gotta feed this boy. You know, they start to grow, you know, get bigger, their voice change, but they can't take care of themselves. He can't buy his own sneakers right now. He can't feed himself. You got to teach them how to wash themselves. You got to teach them how to do every damn thing. And a lot of black men do not learn how to take life seriously, and we don't progress in life. Third-degree burns, voice of reason, because we're not active fathers. I'm telling you, I learned so much about myself and so much about life by just being an active father. Something as simple as, boy, you're not brushing your teeth right. Come up here and let me show you how to brush your teeth. Boy, did you wash up under your underarms when you was in the shower? I mean, simple stuff. Fix your pants when you're doing all of this kind of stuff. But when you were dad, yeah, you were shy. You said you seen it at 21. I didn't see it at 21. It took me to get into my 30s to understand what fatherhood was about. Now, mind you, I had my daughter very young. But understanding the responsibility of fatherhood and the responsibility of manhood, I didn't get it till I was in my 30s, till he was born. Because that reckless behavior that we indulge in, see, even when I'm on YouTube, right, and I'm cussing and screaming, son, what do you say to me when I'm cussing on YouTube? What do you be saying to me? Tell me what you tell me.
Just stop, man. Just stop.
You say that, he actually says, Dad, why you always cussing on your live streams? You know, but see, this is the thing. I went in his room one day and he had his phone for his Instagram and he was making videos with his Beyblades. And when I watched that, I said, oh shit, like, I could never get my son to be in videos with me, and I thought that he wasn't interested, voice of reason. But everything that I was doing, my son was doing. He was emulating. And that really hit me like, damn, I got to be careful the conversations I have around my son. I got to be careful the things that I do around my son, because my son is watching everything that I'm doing. So now when I'm in the streets and somebody might cut you off in traffic, or you might see some fuck shit happen, first thing in my mind is, I got to get home to my son. I ain't got time to be playing around with you dudes. I'm going home. Because in my mind now, but like I said, it took me a long time. I don't know, what would my son do if my son didn't have me? When all, huh?
I'm going to answer that question.
Go ahead, tell me what you do.
I don't really know.
Open your mouth. What you talking with your mouth shut?
I know.
You nervous?
Yeah. Because I don't really know. It depends. I don't know.
Well, because you never had a life without you.
Because I would have never had a dad, so it depends if I have one or not.
But see, this message is for young brothers, man. You'd be surprised the gratification and all the things that come with actually being a father, and how it actually teaches you how to be a man. Because see, one thing for certain, children don't have to learn how to be children, but children teaches you how to be an adult. And children teaches you how to take things seriously. I'm telling you, man. You know, the responsibility of being a father ain't no joke, but it's not just financial. It's psychological, it's mental. It's something as simple as driving in the car and your son say, Dad, what's that? And you got to look out the window and see what he's pointing to and explain it in real time. But if you ain't got your children in your life and you ain't there to explain those things, then you're actually behind. Thanks, my shark. Yeah, if you're not in your children's life, your daughter, your son's life, to explain certain things. See, my son, because I made a conscious decision to not be trifling, to not be a bum. My son can get out the bed and walk in the room and see his dad in the bed. He don't know what it's like to have to call and wait for his dad to come over. Yeah, he don't know what it's like to make a call and have to wait for his dad to come over, or make a phone call and his dad promised that he's going to show up and he don't show up. My son don't know that life, because I made a conscious decision to say, I want better. I looked at my community that I come from and I said, I want to give my son something different than other black boys have. Because a lot of these other black boys have fathers, but their fathers are not active. I decided to be active, and that's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I believe today that I'm still alive because I decided to be an active father. Because it was a period of time when most likely my wife texted me talking about some you all. My wife texted me right now talking about some you always leaving me out. I said, babe, this ain't got nothing to do with you right now. This is father and son right here. He already choose you. Listen, with everything that I'm saying, my son already still gonna choose his mother over me. So it don't even it don't even matter. You ain't included in this one. This is my time right now. Because you come first all the time. And what I'm saying is message to black boys though. Young black boys out here. Let me tell you something, man. You out here gangbanging. You out here in the streets selling dope, getting caught up in shootings and stuff, and you got 4 and 5-year-old babies, and you going to jail for 30 and 40 years, and your son got to come see you behind that wall, or your son got to be another dad, or got to get another dad. I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you something. You 21, 22-year-olds, man. If you just make a decision to say, man, I'm gonna be a father to my because you can't be a father to your son and be active in the street full time. It don't work that way. You can't be a full-time father to your son or your daughter and be getting in shootouts and be mixed up in all kinds of crazy stuff in the street. It don't work. So mentally, it won't work for you. You all you're gonna be thinking about is your children. So now, when you place yourself in those situations to be an active father at a very young age, by the time you get 30, man, your finances, everything is gonna be lined up for you. Because you're gonna be forced to do everything that you gotta do to feed this big mouth. You gotta feed him. You gotta feed this belly. Whoa. He like to eat. Well, put food in it. He like to eat. These kids like to eat. So you're gonna have to take on the responsibility that comes with being an active father. And I think that most, me and Black Ice TV, we're gonna do a live stream on this where we come on with our sons, and maybe I probably can get BMT or some brothers on, and we're gonna come on with our children. We're gonna talk about fatherhood and what being. See, there's a difference between being a father and being an active father. Go ahead.
All right, so are your children out there? What are y'all?
Open your mouth when you talk.
All right, are there children out there? What are into? Like I'm gonna say what I'm into.
What you into?
I'm into video games. Like I'm gonna be a beta tester.
What's a beta tester? Tell me what a beta tester is.
I'm gonna try out the video games before we make them out. Like say if we're making 2K21, I'll test it out, see if the graphics are good. But then if there's Fortnite Season 3, I'm gonna test that out.
You want to test that out? So what about making videos and learning how to edit. See, learning how to edit the videos and all that kind of stuff. You like
That's
that too?
that's where we're actually videoing it to see if it's really good. But comment down below. Make sure to use code word Garu and
What? What are you talking about?
Garu. That's my code name for Fortnite. Garu
They don't know nothing about
in
Fortnite.
the item shop.
Well, the thing is with my son now, I want to get my son. I want to get my son into learning how to make videos at 12 years old, 13, going on 13, learning how to make videos, edit his own videos. I want him to get into coding and different things. He says that he wants to be like what you call it, a gamer where they play the game, a beta tester. And I told my son, I said, well, if you want to be a beta tester, learn how to actually make the games. Learn how to actually, so now my next goal now is to get my son through our Urban Nerds Foundation in these projects where they're teaching kids how to edit very young, way before high school, before college, how to create graphics.
I'm still in middle school.
Yeah, so I want to get him there now, and I'm encouraging him there. I'm encouraging him. So what I'm saying is, as a father, that's our job. Our job is supposed to be inspiration, encouragement. Remember, I always said a father's job as a leader is protection, direction, and correction. So my first job is to give him protection, direction, and then correction. And it's not going to always be nice. We're going to have good times. We're going to have bad times. But my job is to guide him. Now, I'm telling you, I want to see this is from a psychological aspect. That's most moms may not understand this because they're not men. They're not fathers. For an active father, and most of the brothers in the chat room will understand where I'm going with this. When you are an active father, it changes you psychologically. It changes the mentality psychologically. A lot of things that you took seriously out there just ain't serious no more because there's other things that just come first. There's other things that just come first. Yeah, protection, direction, and correction. That's what a father's job is, man. That's what a leader's job is. And he's supposed to be. See, remember I did the stream last Friday when I had Brother Sanchez, Information Man, on, and we talked about being a superhero in your children's life. Listen, you asleep. Superman is not supposed to be my son's superhero. If it is, it's supposed to be secondary. I'm supposed to be a superhero. I'm supposed to be the person that he looks to for guidance, strength, and direction. But if you ain't in your son's life because you can't get along with the mom, or because you only thinking about yourself, you putting the club, you putting selfish things over the development of your children, man, ain't nothing good gonna come behind that. And your children are gonna be wayward. Your children are gonna be wayward. You gotta be there every step of the way, man. I mean, unless you in prison or it's like some type of protection order against you with the mom, you got to figure out ways to work things out where you can be in your children's life. It's to the point where we got to get out of these excuses. One thing I hate as an active father is dudes that's not in their children's life, and they make all the kinds of excuses in the world as to why they're not. I'm not trying to hear none of that garbage. Listen, it's no woman on the planet, no baby mom or whatever on the planet that will keep me away from my children, my seeds, with my name, my last name, and all that stuff. It's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. And a lot of us too many times make excuses as black men, man. And I bring this type of content on the channel because it's necessary, man. I tell people all the time, if you're gonna go live and you're gonna try to guide and tell people certain things, then don't hide your life. I told you all my life yesterday. This is my life every day. Married with children. Coming on. I don't get a lot of people that come on and watch no more or that many because of the topics that we talk about. Hold on. Go ahead. What you talking about?
So I don't want to get married because I don't want to have children that fast. Like,
when you want to have children?
I don't know. So
you're only 12 years old. I don't want you even thinking about having children right now.
So if I get children, I'm out. Peace. I'm scared.
Well, you right now at your age of 12 years old, the last thing you should be thinking about is children anyway. Your mother kidding.
When I thought about that, I was like, oh snap.
Yeah, that's the last thing you should even be thinking about is children. So that'll come in time. That's something that'll come in time as you begin to grow and learn certain things. But I'm telling you, DJ Moss, we make way too many excuses. Our job, let me tell you something. Our job is to lay the foundation. A lot of us, the reason why we don't understand what foundation laying is, because a lot of us didn't have dads to lay the foundation down for us. So we don't understand what fatherhood is. Now, I had a father that was a dictator, but he also took care of us. But as far as learning what fatherhood was, I really didn't understand these things, and I'm still learning every day. So my content is about real live stuff in real time in the community. So I don't have no problem with going live and saying, hey, this is me. This is me. I don't come on here and just talk to talk. So if I come on here and I can go hard about pro-blackness, I can go hard about what we need to do in the community, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually show you, well, this is how I live. I live pro-black. My children are not biracial. My children are black. My wife is black. I talk about black development, black families, building black, unapologetically black. I teach this to my son. That's Richie. Yeah, that's Richie. That's what I live. And a lot of times we got to start really getting information from brothers that actually have experience in being active fathers. It's nothing wrong, and we're gonna do a part 2 to this. It's nothing wrong with being a father, being a young man, and you say, George, man, I got a son, or I got 2 kids, man, and I don't have the slightest clue on how to be a father, man. Every time I try, I keep messing up. George, big homie, man, give me some advice.
Ask this man right here.
Give me some advice.
Ask this.
You know, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with brothers having conversations about brothers and brothers teaching each other. And learning how to be active fathers. Each one teach one. We get the information from each other. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of us in these spaces are complaining about the black community being in dysfunction, being in disarray. But I guarantee you, it's 12:56 East Coast time. Wait around about 5 or 6 o'clock and go into black YouTube spaces. All it is a bunch of drama and a bunch of people that need therapy, arguing, talking trash. Ain't nothing family based. Nothing family based. And when the family base comes, nobody's supporting. I challenge black YouTube. I'm laying a gauntlet down. I'm laying a challenge down to black YouTube. You want to clean up black YouTube? Let's start talking about family. Let's start talking about family. Let us see your family. Let us see how you walk through and how you live. Let us start leading by example. Some of you black men on here that like to give advice to black men, where your children at? Let's see how you operate with your children. Let's see how you move around with your children. Let's see how your children speak. Let them see. See, don't just stop. Let me tell you guys something. Stop allowing people to come into these YouTube spaces. You give them your money and they talking all kinds of talk and they show you nothing about their life, but you taking advice from them. All they doing is passing on bad spirits to you. Stop allowing them to do that. These YouTube spaces is cluttered with a bunch of garbage and nonsense because we allow it. We allow it. It's time to show and prove. You want to tell black men? You want to talk to black men about what they should be doing? Well, show black men what you do. Show black men what you about. Show black women what you about. Y'all want to create this gender war and all this crap? It's time to show. It's time to show and prove, man. I'm pro-black. I'm pro-black. I'm for the black family. I'm for all that. So when we as this Urban Nerds Foundation gets started, you're going to see my son, my nephews, boys from the block, all partaking and science and things that has things to do with science, math, and engineering. I'm gonna be having these black boys move around under the Urban Nurse Foundation. It's coming. That's why I tell you all the time, hit the Cash App, support what we're doing, because it's gonna be an open book. I'm not gonna have my face blocked out where you can't see me. You're gonna see me moving in real time with young black boys and other black men making moves. So the first aspect of B1 is to have a B1 family. And then instill that B1 mentality in the minds of your children, so they understand what it is to be black. You got to put that in the minds of the children. But when I go on Black YouTube, amongst black people, all I see is chaos, destruction, and garbage. And it's time now to have standards, set the mark, make change. But it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. If I'm going to promote this type of content and this type of image, then it's up to you guys to support it. Now, if I come on here and say, I just left my wife, she ain't shit, and I got 200 people in here, then it's shame on y'all. And anything that happened in our community, y'all deserve everything that you get. Because whatever you support is the energy that's going to come into your life. If you support negativity and destruction of our own people, then that's the energy, that's what you're going to bring into your life. But if we talking about the uplifting and showing by example as to what brothers should do, then y'all got to support it. No, that's somebody else. Yeah, read these ones down here. So let me ask you. You about to be taller than me.
I know.
So,
I know.
12 years old, he about to be taller than his dad already. So who you like? So who you choose first? Me, your dad or your mom? Don't look at it. Look, why you hiding your face? You can tell me. I already know. You gonna say, "Watch this, y'all. Watch this, y'all." So who you choose first? Your dad or your mom? Go ahead. You say it. I ain't gonna get mad.
I don't know, Mom.
Your mom. So why you choose your mom? Because she lets you get away with everything.
No, because
She your mom.
yes.
See? Hey, listen, right? Hey, listen, boys. We can do all that stuff, man, and everything. They still gonna choose mom first, but that's cool. That's cool. I listen. I respect that, because as a young king, he's supposed to choose his mom first, and I'm gonna tell you why. My job is counsel. My job is protection, direction, and correction, and raise him up to be a king. But he's gonna always have to be protective of his mother, his sister, his and the women in his life and the women around him. So I would want sons to choose them. I want him to respect me and adore his father, but his mom is going to always come first as a boy. The daughters going to choose dad for the most part, because dad spoiling them and give them correction and direction and all that kind of stuff. But a boy and a mother's love, it is what it is. But my job is, when he was born, when I planted that seed and he was born, was to provide sunlight and water and watch him grow. I mean, from a little boy when he could barely talk, when he had the brown couch and he'd be here jumping on the couch with a pamper on, all that kind of stuff. Teaching him how to ride a bike, teaching him how to do everything. See, for me, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. 702. All these things that I'm saying, because see, this video is for young brothers. All these things that I'm saying right now, Black Gorilla family, humble me. Oh, his name, Black Gorilla Army. He's so goofy. All these things I'm saying now actually humbled me, and it taught me how to move in society as a better human being. See, being there for your children and watching them grow. This is what I want you brothers to understand. Being there for your children and watching them grow, watching them when they can barely talk, watching them when they crawl, when they take their first steps, changing their pampers, teaching them how to do everything. What it does is it does something to you, and it teaches you how to get out of normalized dysfunction. So now when I see dysfunction outside of my home, I try to protect my son from his son. You can't go around the corner and play with the kids around there. But Dad, why? And you got to explain to them why. It's just certain things that those kids are allowed to do that you're not allowed to do here. But it puts a level of protection. And like I said, it gives you a sense of responsibility. There's, everything from the time I go to sleep at night to the time I wake up in the morning, it's about the children. My life don't matter no more. It's about them. So now I come first because me and my wife come first, as I always say, because if we don't got ourselves together, we can't take care of them. But the sense of responsibility, I'm telling you, be in your child's life from the time they're born to the time and watch them grow. I'm telling you what it's going to do to you. Thank you, Stephanie Coleman. I'm telling you what it's going to do to you, young brothers. Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie Coleman, for the $25 cash app. Be in your son's life, right, or your daughter's life from the time they was born and watch them grow and watch what it do to you. I mean, it was a period of time. Sit back for a minute because I want to say something real for you. There was a period of time when I rolled with the strap. I ain't care about nothing. You can't get me really to carry it. I mean, I'm a fella. You can't get me to carry a strap now and take that type of risk. I'm too afraid today of letting my son down or letting my daughter down. I don't want my son to have to come see me in the prison. I don't want that in his mind. I don't want that for him. So as a father, we begin to make certain changes in our lives, FB Blue. We begin to make certain changes in our lives so our children don't have to endure some of the things that we endure. We take that normalized dysfunction out the door. But you only understand that when you are an active father, not a sometime father, not a father that come over when you feel like it, not a father that just give money when you feel like it, but when you active father. When you teaching them how to ride a bike and you holding on and then finally you let the bike go and you watch them ride by themselves and you watch them smile and you from a distance watching your child smile because now you done taught your child how to do something and they actually happy by doing it and they looking at you and you saying, Dad, I'm really a dad. See, if you're not active in your child's life and you're doing that, you won't know what that experience is. This is why I talk this B1 stuff for real, what it is to be B1. See, what it is to be B1, right, B1 for life. What it is to be B1 ain't just talking. It's activity. It's being active. Taking your son to get his driver's license. And he passes the driver's test. And he's about 100 yards from you. But when he gets out the car, you see him cheesing. And you just smiling because you don't want to tell him how to drive. No, not yet. You taught him how to drive. Nobody else. You did. And he looking at you. Those memories right there make you respect life. You know why a lot of us die young? Because we don't honor our children or our parents so our days will be long. We out here willy-nilly, just running around spilling our seeds without a care in the world, with a bunch of children, but no responsibility to them. So, we have almost done. We got like 5 more minutes. We have no responsibility to them. Right? Boots on the ground. We have children with no responsibility to them, or we put all the responsibility on the mother. Right now, this ain't about moms. This is about dads. And I'm telling you, being an active dad saved my life. And not just from being killed, but being an active dad. Being an active dad taught me how to be a better husband to my wife. It taught me humility. It taught me how to be respectful. Because if I'm inside this household, arguing, howling, and screaming, and putting my hands on my wife, and my son is here, what type of example if I'm leading for my son? If I'm in here calling my wife bees and going crazy every time I get upset or angry, what am I teaching my son? See, all of that kind of stuff matter. No. Things that you think Things that you think don't matter, it's the small stuff that matters. And I'm not perfect. I get angry, but you learn as you walk through this thing, man. And it teaches you to be a better person. It changes your life. It saves your life. And I want you young brothers, you 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, you 22-year-olds, you out here, man, you got 2 babies, 3 babies. You gotta change. You gotta get in there. You gotta get in the fight. You gotta learn how to be dads. You gotta change diapers. You gotta take them to the daycare. You gotta do all that. You might have to get on the bus with your children. You gotta do all of that. You gotta take them to the barbershop. The baby mom can't take the kids to the barbershop. You a dad. That's a rite of passage. You gotta take them to the barbershop. These are your children. You gotta do all of that. You gotta take them for long walks and talk to them. You gotta teach them how to tie their sneakers. You gotta teach him how to tuck his shirt in and fix his belt. All of that kind of stuff. You gotta teach him how to brush his hair. You gotta teach him how to brush his teeth.
You gotta teach him how to use those little things where he plays broken crutches.
Oh, the crutches. Oh, when he broke your foot. Yeah, when he broke his feet, when he broke his foot, I gotta take him to the doctor. I gotta teach him how to walk on the crutches. That's me. That's me. So what I'm saying is, when you're doing that, the experience with that is so gratifying, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised the life-changing experience it brings by being an active father. The Creator don't make no mistakes when He gives you children. You'll be surprised. Being an active father will make you a better partner for the woman that you want to be with. There's so many different things that come into your life with being the financial ramifications come because it forces you to be financially responsible when you're an active father. You'd be surprised all the things that come with being an active father. I'm always right, FB Blue. It values responsibility. It forces you to be responsible for things outside of just your own wants and desires. You have to die. It forces you to die to self. You know, Richie's an active father of 3 boys. We're going to do a part 2 to this where we bring brothers on. We want to further the conversation because I want to get other brothers' opinion on how being an active father changed their life. We need more content like this. I mean, I understand the red pill spill and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of you dudes are dads. And a lot of you dudes are not being downloaded with information like this, man. This is real B1 content right here. This is real B1 information. Up close, live and personal, right in front of your face. This is what it is, man. And a lot of black men have to be taught how to be fathers by other black men. And I'm telling you, I didn't take fatherhood seriously until this little dude right here was born. This little dude right here was born. Not the other children. Because I think Richie, what happened was when he was born, voice of reason. What happened was when he was born, for the first time in my life, I developed fear. And fear in a good way for the first time. When he came through that womb, and they said, "Congratulations, you have a baby boy." And I remember sitting by myself, and I said, "Oh shit, I got a son. I got this young boy. What am I going to do?" And all the macho, all the crazy stuff went out the door. All the stuff I used to do that I thought was funny went out the door. Because now I knew I had somebody that when I look at myself in the mirror, I see my reflection. And I say, man, I'm looking at me reincarnated over again. So I got to treat me the way I would treat myself. I got to raise me the way I raised myself. And I got to raise them to be great. Raise them to have confidence in themselves. A lot of us don't have the confidence that we should have in ourselves because we never had dads to teach it to us, man. A lot of us want to be B1, but we don't understand the first thing of what it is to be B1. We don't even know or understand what B1 is. And I'm going to keep rocking. I'm going to keep pushing with everything I got to teach you guys what B1 is from the big homie perspective. What being active pro-black is. Pro-black ain't anti-white or anti-other people. It's just creating a respect factor and self-respect for yourself. I want my son, when he's out there in these streets, to have a frame of reference as to how he should behave because he got a father that taught him. There's all kinds of stuff that go on these streets. I want my son to know when something about to go down, I got to go home. My daddy told me that. I want my son to have in his mind, my daddy told me that that's wrong. I ain't indulging in that. So when he do ask me, Dad, can I go here? And I tell him no. Sometimes he may get upset, but as he gets older, he'll understand why his dad was so protective over him and guiding the steps. A lot of these boys out here today are wayward because you dads that will watch this video, you're not protective of your sons. You're protective of that woman that you deal with, but you ain't protective of your sons. You make every excuse in the world as to why you're not protective of your sons. And it's time for it to stop. The gig is up. The jig is up. You be one, it's time to show and prove. And it's imperative that we show and prove, because if we can complain about the stuff that's on TV, the music that's on social media, that's influencing the minds of our kids, the way you combat that is turn the camera on. I'm sorry. Turn the camera on and let's challenge the media. So if they're gonna promote garbage to the minds of our children, it's gonna be in the music and TV. Then what I'm gonna do is promote fatherhood right in front of your face. It's gonna be up to you whether you eat it up or not. But don't come complaining about child support court. Don't come complaining about the white man and all that kind of stuff if you ain't willing to take this information in and get this good information in. And take something in that you can ingest and live by. If you ain't willing to do that, don't come complaining. The jig is up, man. Our boys need their fathers, man. Our daughters need their fathers, man. They need their fathers in their life. They need that direction. Like everything can't be mommy. So all I'm saying is, man, if you can hit that Cash App, man, support the movement. Support what we're doing, man. We got the Urban Nerds coming, man. It's coming real soon. It's right around the corner, man. This thing about to be launched in a community near you, man. So make sure y'all hit that Cash App and support George Macon, man, because I'm real serious about this and what I'm trying to do, man. I want to make a difference. I spent years in the streets destroying the communities that I came from and leading children astray. So now I want to make a difference, building up the minds of young black boys and providing protection and direction and correction for some of these boys, because there's so many single moms where these boys don't have father figures in their life. And I want my Urban Nerds Foundation to be something that these kids can look forward to, where they can get proper manhood and direction to raise these boys up in the manner in which they should be, man. So we got part 2 coming. I got to get out of here, man, go pick up the wife. So make sure y'all hit that Cash App, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. So remember, I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator Most High that these words was enough to inspire you. These words are enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words are enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that when you came here for information. And when you leave here greater than what you was before you came. You leave here edified. I hope that you share this information on your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, wherever you can. Share it on your YouTube channels. Share it everywhere you can to get this information out. This type of information needs to be sent out to people. And it's time that we get the information. So remember, man, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace. Look forward to part 2.
I get it done on next time.